In a studio that's in a basement comes the epic story of how two friends changed the future of the movie podcast game forever. The reviews are in. Boys Life magazine gives the High Sci podcast 4.5 acorns. The Daily Bugle says, these guys are super legit. And Pope Francis declares the podcast as life-affirming. From the kid who tried to get smart with David Spade and got fucking old.
You're still out. You're still bad.
And the guy who can name all four Baldwin brothers.
Alec, William, Daniel, and the baby boy, Stephen.
Live from the studio of his parents' basement. The Have You Seen It podcast.
Oh, Mason.
It's good to be back, Cash.
I'm smiling right now.
I know, dude. This is great.
I'm happy.
I am
It's
very
been a
happy
while.
as
We
well.
both took a bit of a little sabbatical.
Yeah, we did.
You went a little down south.
You know, I traveled the world.
You did.
A little place called Las Vegas.
Well, Vegas is for people that want to travel the world but can't afford it.
Exactly. I went to Italy. I went to
Italy.
Rome.
You saw the Colosseum.
I did. I
you
saw the
Paris,
Eiffel Tower.
Eiffel Tower.
I did.
You saw a pyramid of Egypt.
As a matter of fact, I was right next door.
This one made
It's
of
a
glass.
beautiful thing. Yes.
Better. More quality.
You know what? I feel more cultured as well. Going
Yeah.
there and seeing the sights.
Well, that's one thing people go to Las Vegas for. It's
Right,
the
it's
culture.
the culture.
That's what everyone's getting down there for. It's just the rich culture and those
was.
good people.
Yes.
Who anyone in Las Vegas can sell you heroin, which is the nice thing.
It is nice. It's nice
The
to have
bus boy,
heroin.
the guy cleaning your toilets, anyone can sell you heroin is nice. I was thinking Vegas, I think they should make it Vegas that it's just like the purge. Anything's legal when you go in Vegas. Anything. Why
Yeah,
not?
you know,
It's already
kind of like Amsterdam.
It's already exactly.
Yes.
It's already Sin City. Why not make it real Sin City where you could do anything?
I completely agree with that.
Anything's allowed.
Yeah.
Drugs, murder.
Well, I
As
don't know
long as
about
it's
that.
on Vegas dirt.
on the strip, it's
Yeah,
good.
as long it's
I
it's
don't know
fine.
about that. Let's.
But
let's
as soon as you
exclude
leave
murder.
Vegas,
Okay.
you get arrested. So it's legal there, but you have to live there.
Oh, I see.
That's punishment
yeah.
enough.
So it's like Mad Max. So you gotta like
Exactly.
it's
so
it's
it's
just,
dangerous. So
uh-huh.
if you want to commit murder, do it there.
it's like a neutral zone.
But no, you got to live there forever.
Yeah. 'Cause as soon as you leave, you're getting locked up.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's against the
Get a lot
law,
of Ted
but not
Bundys
in
there.
Vegas.
Right.
In Vegas, you can do. That's what it needs to be because
You
that's
know-
what it used to be.
Uh huh.
That's what when you want to murder someone in the 50s. Hey, I got 2 tickets to Vegas. I just happened.
Did you see? I took a picture with the one and only Sam Rothstein,
I did. You did. The real.
the real guy.
The real guy.
He still had the pink tie and everything.
Looking
from
good.
Casino. Are you
Looking pretty
kidding me?
good. Yeah.
Robert De Niro himself.
Yeah. We had a teacher, an English teacher, that used to mingle with Sam Rothstein. Mr. Jameson has met him
Yeah.
a few times. If you don't know, Sam Rothstein, he was very lucky. Then they call him Lucky or something like that.
Yeah, they called him very lucky.
Yeah. Guy knew how to bet.
Mm-hmm.
That's he was made for Vegas.
He was.
Well, let's talk about let's switch over because this is movie news, right?
Yes, it is.
Let's
This is our
talk
movie
about.
news
I got
edition.
some Irishman news.
Ooh, and
Me-
I have a feeling I know what this is.
Me and you both saw the Irishman.
did.
and it has been released on. I almost said on video, but it's been released.
On VHS, as a matter of fact.
Go down to your
Scorsese
local Hollywood video.
Yes. Get yourself a VHS copy of The Irishman.
Don't you miss those days?
I do.
You know, if you went down and you really did want to get a VHS copy of The Irishman, just say that time, you'd probably have to get 2 VHSs because it's such a large movie.
That is very
Remember,
true. Yeah,
Titanic came in 2 VHS.
And Pearl Harbor in 2000, which was not that good. But
No, not very
I
good
remember
at all.
it being a double VHS.
That was
'cause the
probably
movie
one
was
of
so
the
long.
last double VHS. But I remember we owned the Titanic, and it came in 2 VHSs at one point.
Part
I think it was
one,
right. I think it was
part
right
two.
at the part where they were fucking in the car scene. Yeah.
How do you
bad
interrupt such-
timing?
Yeah, seriously.
Bad. Wait 1 second. Yeah, you got a flip disc.
Little 12-year-old sitting there. He's like, oh,
No.
no.
But but The Irishman, I saw they had 17.2 million unique viewers the first week.
Yes.
It was
And it actually, the new numbers confirmed is 26 million.
26 million.
Yeah.
I don't what that means in real dollars.
Neither do I.
Zero idea.
and I say only because it had a limited release. It was not released in very many theaters. We had the great opportunity to go into the Hollywood Theater and watching this, but it made $6 million at the box office.
Yeah, which is
not bad for a 3.5 hour movie.
Yeah.
And 18% too is from numbers I'm remembering of people that were actually able to watch the whole thing in one sitting. Because I mean, what
Which
you
is
really could
incredible,
do,
It's
what you really
incredible.
could
It's
do is
hard.
break it up into 3 or 4 parts.
Well, I
to
saw
have a
there was
miniseries.
a lot of memes and pics on on like Reddit online of like people like third day in trying to watch The Irishman just because it's so long and like but yeah, and people were trying to like equate that to what it would make at the box office if 26 million people, but I don't think you can because I don't think 26 million people would have gone and seen it at the theater.
Right.
Just because it's so long.
Yeah,
I think it going to Netflix, it was the best thing for it. I think more people saw it that way than they would have.
I agree. I would have been curious though to see how many people would have actually invested that 3.5 hours because
Not a lot of people. I don't think.
No, because we literally had to take a whole day just to watch this film. We went in daylight, came out.
It was 4 days later.
It was 4. I mean, really, it was dark and everything. We're like, damn, we're looking around like, wow.
Yeah, and although we had a packed theater,
We did.
but of course it would only ran for a week, and everyone that went and saw it was obviously
Big movie buffs, big
movie
Scorsese
fans,
fans, and I mean, the guy behind us. Every time Pesci or anyone was on screen, the guy was like laughing,
he was
having a
laughing
good time.
even when it wasn't
funny.
clearly it wasn't a
Clearly
comedy scene,
he was a mega fan.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's good. That's good to me for me to hear though. 26.
And I'm glad people are watching it on Netflix because 2.6 million average minutes audience who watched the movie on the first day.
Yeah, that's
2.6 million.
That's pretty good.
That's a lot.
I saw that. Or I wasn't even sure. Yeah, I watched it. I watched it twice now, and maybe 2.5 times because I know there's been a few times where I flipped it on and I haven't been able to.
Honestly, it's been so frustrating for me because all I want to do is watch it again. But every day, I get home so late.
Yeah.
I get home close to midnight from work, and I'm like, am I going to sit here for 4 hours and watch this until 4 a.m.?
Oh yeah.
So it's like I have to watch
It's
it
a
on a
full thing,
weekend.
yeah.
But then it's like, okay, my whole Saturday's gone now that I watched it.
You see, a lot of people.
But I want to watch it so bad.
A lot of people
again.
were upset that Anna Paquin only had 11
4
words,
lines?
or
Yeah.
11 words in the entire movie. But I saw she came out and said she was fine with that. She said she was just grateful for the opportunity. But man, people were upset about that.
Oh, people were worked up about it. There were a lot of cameos in this film too. It was fun.
And I still think she plays in a big
very
part,
important role. Yeah.
Really, even though she only says 11 fucking words, I think she plays it really big.
Mm-hmm.
And fuck, if I'd be fine with being a background character in a Scorsese film. Put me in anything.
Same.
Yeah, put me in.
Let me just get water for people. Is that okay? I'll be the
I'll be the
literal
towel
water
boy.
boy.
Yeah, I'll be the towel boy out there.
I'll wipe sweat off people. I don't care.
Oh yeah,
I don't care what I'm doing. I'll clean their toilets.
But this is good for Netflix because I saw someone ran the numbers. And since 2014, Netflix's movie library has shrunk by 40%.
that is brutal.
That
and
is
obviously a lot has to do with the whole Disney
Well,
Plus
not just Disney,
taking
but
all their
everyone
film off.
everyone having a streaming service.
Well, and
now.
it's only getting worse and worse.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're even
It's
looking
getting worse
at,
and
like,
worse for Netflix, unfortunately,
NBC
yeah.
Plus coming out next year.
Yeah.
You've got
It'll be
CBS,
CBS, yeah.
All Access, or whatever the hell that's called. It's becoming a problem, but I like that Netflix are signing big people to do these types of projects because
Yeah.
no one else gives Scorsese 3.5 hours and $200 million.
Oh, yeah.
For an indie film, but Netflix is doing that.
Yeah,
so they're-
an indie film.
It is good.
Yeah.
It is good for I just think film in general, and it gives so much more opportunity for these filmmakers.
I think so too, and we saw that they were just keep investing in more and more. I mean, one of these days they're going to go bankrupt because what they're doing cannot be sustained. Again, that's what everyone says, because they put so much more money back into than what they make,
Right.
and they never release
Well,
any numbers or anything like
Well,
that.
subscriber counts are so important for Netflix.
Oh yeah,
They don't care about a box office as much as they care about that subscriber count,
oh yeah.
because that's income every single
Yeah,
month.
and I
that
saw
they're-
they just they bought this really old theater in New York that was closing down. That's been there forever. Netflix bought that theater, and apparently they're gonna just start screening their movies there, just
I
so
think
they can
I
be
think that's
nominated for
smart.
awards and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah,
I actually think that's smart. I would like to have a local Netflix one here for the most.
same.
like-
Yeah, even if
yeah.
you had just one, and like once in a state or something, you just had it.
You have the movie of the month or whatever, or the movie of the every other week, however often they put. But like there have been great films that Netflix has, bought the rights for or has created. Like Mudbound was a really, really good movie.
Mudbound I would have
in theaters.
Mudbound I would have liked to see in theaters,
and obviously The Irishman, the one that we just saw.
But so far, about 85% of their films I have not wanted to see in theaters.
No.
There's been not much desire for me to go.
But to be fair, they are getting better because we
I hope so.
Yeah,
they are.
We have harped on them a lot, but
they've come out with some. Their TV shows are just so much better right now. But
and now that they signed the Game of Thrones people, hopefully we get
who knows?
D.B. Weiss and whatever the
people
other guy.
Fucking hate those guys right now.
No, I don't know. I don't know what the hate is. I mean,
the hate is they ruined Game of Thrones.
Right? But I mean, we did get 6 great seasons of that show.
But
in
what
all
a
fairness.
fuck up! What a fuck up!
But is it their fault or is it HBO's fault because they rushed
their
them into
fault.
6 weeks?
No, it's their. They
6 weeks of television.
No, they wanted that. I know. That's what I've gone in a million times thinking, there's no way it's just them. HBO wanted 10 episodes, and the 2 guys said, we can do it in 6. They said, we'll be able to do it in 6. And everyone says it's because they were rushing to get done to do Star Wars and do all those other things, and they were just sick.
And then they ended up not doing Star Wars.
And they were sick of doing it. Yeah, that's what everyone's saying. Yeah, I've tried to take their side as well, because I'm like, there's no way it's just, but what I've seen is those guys just became real big assholes at the very end, just because they were the most popular show in the world, and they were doing everything. I mean, they could at that time they were the most wanted writers. They probably still are.
Yeah,
I mean, they had that Star Wars thing going. Netflix immediately signed them. So
well, there's a lot of hype surrounding The Witcher on Netflix coming out December 20th or 21st. I don't quote me on that. One of the 2 dates. But dude, I cannot wait because people are
everyone's
saying
calling
like,
it Game of Thrones.
2.0.
Yeah.
They're saying that it could actually be better. Yeah. Which
I can't wait.
Who knows? But based on the trailers, man, that show looks dope.
It looks amazing.
It looks really good. And it's based on the books and then based on the video game.
Yeah.
So
it's all based on the books, and the video game is based on the books.
Right.
But yeah.
But I mean, if people have not read the books, they're probably more familiar with the video games than they are the books.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't think very many people have read it. It's like people being familiar with Game of Thrones, and not very many people. Although they're huge selling books, but I'd say 90% of the people I know that watch Game of Thrones have not dived into all 6 books.
All the books, no.
But yeah,
the books still aren't finished.
No.
And I don't know when R.R. Martin's ever going to finish them.
No. I don't think
he's like, taking my time. But dude, the clock's ticking because Game of Thrones is done.
Well, I heard, I've heard that he's like, okay, now that there's no more hype, I can get into it. He's like, but now I think he's just going to see what didn't work and be like, I'm going to do the opposite
of that. And I think it's actually, in a weird way, I think it's actually smart on his part. Because now he takes a couple years and writes the finishing. What if those books are amazing? Do you know how much more interest there's going to be with the fan base now to see the real ending
to
Game of Thrones?
Yeah. Oh, it's way better for him than if Game of Thrones ended amazingly. Because then they'd be like, okay, well, whatever he writes at the ending, it's going to be like either a ripoff of that, or he's going to be trying too hard to do something different.
Exactly.
It worked very well for him. I mean, that guy, he never needs to write another book in his life anyway.
No, he's so set.
Between
all the merchandise, I mean, the guy owns Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Like, they got to pay him for everything.
He's doing fine. And people are so mad at him. They're like, I can't understand why he's not writing that fucking 900-page novel.
The guy's got $50 million in the bank at least. I think he's A-okay.
Oh, he's sitting like a fucking dragon up there and hoarding his wealth. Yeah, wow.
Because, I mean, it's not just a TV show.
He's got to buy those hats.
The books.
The newsy hats and the suspenders he wears. Those shit it's not cheap.
Because I had never heard of Game of Thrones until the TV show. And then I went out and bought the books on Audible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like...
I tried reading them, man. They're good books, but...
They are.
It's like the show.
It's better for Audible, though, because, dude, the voiceover work for Audible, it really does kind of...
It does help
brings you in.
When they're doing different voices, because it is hard to track that many characters, especially in book form.
Yeah. I love Star Wars books, the new Star Wars books coming out. I always get them on Audible and listen because they have sound effects. They do music. They put score in the background. They put, like, if it's in a crowd, you'll hear the crowd speaking as they're doing dialogue in different voices.
I do not like Audible audio books very much, but when it is done with, like, a big production, like, there's a YouTube channel of a really big Lord of the Rings fan. It's, like, not official or anything, but it's just them. And they add sound effects. And it's like a whole cast. Like, it's female voices and stuff like that. That is when I like audiobooks. But when it's a big production.
Yeah.
But
Have you ever seen the YouTube channel, just off kilter a little bit, but it has to do with film? It's a sci-fi YouTube channel called Dust. They do sci-fi short films.
maybe.
It's an incredible channel, but they just
yeah.
open a podcast. And they do short stories, anywhere from 45 to 15 minutes, but they do the same thing. And man, I'm telling you, the stories on Dust are super cool. And like they do voiceover work, and there's like character actors and stuff. It's a great podcast.
Yeah, I'll have to look
It's
it
totally
up.
free. It's called Dust Horizons. But they're really expanding on their YouTube channel and their short films. If you've never checked out Dust, like this is a free like promotion, I guess.
Yeah,
but like
we're
it's
not sponsored.
No, we're not. But the short films on there are totally worth it. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna get sucked in, dude. Because I watched like 15 of them.
Oh yeah,
They're like high quality, really good sci-fi short films. And I know how much you like sci-fi. So
I
I
do,
figured
yeah.
I'd
And
recommend that to you.
Another good one is Oat Studio.
Oat Studio. I haven't heard of that one.
Oh yeah, it's by I can't miss his name, but the director did Chappie and District 9.
Oh yeah.
It's his studio that he runs, and it's all sci-fi shorts. Dakota Fanning's in one of them. I told you one of those.
Oh
yeah.
shit, really?
Yeah, and I know you love yourself some
I
Dakota
do love
Fanning.
some
but,
Dakota Fanning. Yes.
Yeah, but that's kind of the similar thing I think what you're talking about, and it's like Love and Robots also.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All
The
those
anthology
different shorts, yeah.
series on
Which I
Netflix.
fucking love, and
You know, I
season
still
2 is
I-
already in the works.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, David Fincher's.
I
getting
got
on it.
halfway through Love and Robots. I haven't finished it yet.
What? You have to finish.
I know, it's
it's
so
not like
good.
there's a
It's
story.
amazing,
Oh,
I
it's
know.
amazing. Yeah.
It's really good.
They're all like 5 minutes long, so
I
it's
know.
not like it's a long story you got to follow. Well, what about this, Mason?
Uh-huh.
People are already praising Birds of Prey.
Praising
Saying
it. Has
saying-
anyone seen it?
Yeah. Oh, I think yeah.
When does it come out? December? Or
February.
no, February. Yep.
Oh yeah, so people have seen it already for sure. But yeah, saying it shows a side of Harley Quinn you've never seen before, more personal.
Wow.
Because she's right off that breakup.
She is.
Her and Mr. J.
It didn't work out.
It never does.
Never does. No, they are.
They're sociopaths. Of course, it's not
yes.
going to work out. They're
They are
psychopaths.
cancer for each other.
Yeah, it's never going to mix. You can have one psychopath in a relationship, but someone else has got to be a little the anchor. You got to be a little stable, not two.
No,
But
never.
yeah, everyone's saying it's amazing.
And I have more news on that
Please,
as well.
give it to
They're
me.
pushing for an R rating.
I saw.
Which again, me and you talk
Gotta
about
do.
this all the time. How DC has got to start doing rated R films for their audience.
Well, that just gets us
it's
into
Yeah,
next
I know.
The Joker. We never got to talk about it.
I know.
Made $1 billion.
It made
First
$1 billion.
R-rated movie to make $1 billion. I'm guessing this gives Todd Phillips the green light to do fucking anything.
The green light to do anything, yes. And I do have a direct quote from him because people keep asking this man relentlessly,
Oh yeah.
"Good sir, are we getting a sequel? Are we getting a sequel? Are we going to be able to see Arthur Fleck again on the big screen?" And this is what he had to say, and quote, "When I first pitched this movie to Warner Bros., I never thought about nominations or grosses. I was just thinking how we could push this through to achieve a finished product. As for why audiences were drawn to the film, it was a combination of things. Obviously, Joaquin and his performance, it was so immersive, and he really dove into what he was doing. I used to joke with the DP during the shoot that rather than some massive visual effects, Joaquin was the special effect for us. Before we started shooting, I really knew how invested he was in the role and knew we possibly had something very special ahead of us. As for a sequel, it's way too early to tell. I swear, I haven't talked to Joaquin about it yet or what it would even be. But come on. He had to have talked to Joaquin Phoenix.
I don't
because
know.
that question's been asked
Well,
so
Joaquin
many
Phoenix
times.
does not like sequels. He doesn't want to do a sequel. But so I think maybe if you're gonna ask him, I think you got to have something ready.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You can't just be like, "Hey, man." Call
Exactly.
him up
Yeah. Like
casually.
just in case,
This
like
is
we made a
Joaquin
ton of money. We
Phoenix.
made a ton.
Yeah.
He's not gonna be like. So, and I think that's how they got him with this first one. Is they already had something ready, and he's talked about that openly. That it was the script that really was the thing that turned him on to it. So, I think to even ask him to even bring it up, he's got to have something ready.
Yeah.
And I do think it's gonna be a while before.
Yeah,
we
I think
get-
it'll be about 5 years at
Yeah.
least.
At least,
before we
I
get
think
it.
I think
Batman
Todd
will
Phillips
come
is
out
going to go
first.
and do something different in the DC universe
Mm-hmm.
right now. I think that his next role is going to be something not Joker, but I hope it's another. I hope he only does villains. I hope it's just maybe we get a Mr. Freeze, which is a tragic story. That would
Yeah.
be. I've always thought that'd be a really good one, but I hope he just starts doing villains and then maybe he builds up his own fucking villain team or something like that, or just do one-offs of everything.
But
I love the
yeah.
Elseworlds. Maybe just as that.
I love the direction DC's going, though, man. I
hope so. I hope this is the direction that they're going, and they're not just punking us.
Yeah.
I got some more DC news. Well, I got a shit ton of DC news because
Let's hear
it's
it.
all anyone's talking about. But confirmed, Zack Snyder has come out. There is a Justice League director's cut.
And I heard it is ridiculously long. I heard it was ridiculously long when I was looking this up.
For people that have been living in under a fucking boulder for years, that released the Snyder Cut. Everyone knows about it. Apparently, Justice League came out. It was the worst movie ever. I mean, it was bad. But everyone since then has talked about that Zack Snyder has this hidden cut, maybe locked away in some like underground fucking vault
that I don't think anyone
miles
will
in.
ever see.
And there's one copy. One, they deleted everything else. They burnt and they killed anyone involved working on it. So no one knows.
No one
Zack
knows.
Snyder.
I mean, this is deep. This is deep underground.
And it's to the point where there really is. There's this giant online movement of hashtag release the Snyder Cut. DC does not want to release for some fucking reason.
I have no idea because I guess the
At this
original
point, they're at
film
a
hardly
law.
had any Snyder footage. That's
yeah.
what they're saying.
I don't know. Maybe he made it at his house, like in his garage or something. I don't know.
I'm Batman with like a shitty green
And he's playing
screen.
all of the characters. But apparently there is a full... How different could it be
That's
what
the
I'm
thing.
wondering.
It's not going to be any different. It's going to suck just as bad. That's why DC doesn't want to release it, understandably.
Well, I
really
just
think
don't know
it's just a
what do they
giant
have
movement.
to lose at this point. Release an entire new cut, release it to DVD, make people pay for it, and then make at least some money because they lost money on Justice League.
Oh,
a lot of money.
absolutely they did.
So release this
it was
cut.
awful.
And I guarantee it's probably going to be 5 minutes of additional footage. I mean, it's going to be nothing huge.
But
Release
do they-
that. Pay people. Make people pay $9.99 for
But
it.
here's the
Make
thing.
some money back.
DC's on such a high trajectory right now. It's like, why do you want to go back and maybe open old wounds? And what if the Snyder Cut is just as shitty as the original film? Now you're going backwards instead of moving forward. I think from a company perspective.
I think regardless, though, it shows how much DC has grown, how different they are, and that.
But do you think the
releasing
audience will get that?
Oh yeah. Oh, I think the audience will get it more than anyone. I think releasing that cut shows that they knew they fucked up and said, okay, you're right, we did fuck up, and now we've grown and we know, and we're even going to release. I mean, that'd be the biggest thing ever, that a superhero company or a DC or anyone, Marvel, anything, releasing a whole nother cut of your movie. I mean, that would be groundbreaking. It'd be huge. I mean,
Yeah.
and they're still sore about that Justice League.
Oh yeah.
Money's all these people see, so they gotta make whatever money they can.
Well, here's the
but
thing,
I think the big thing is it's not that different. They have seen the cut, and it's not that different. So people are getting hyped up about it. But it really has, man. I mean, there's millions, or there's hundreds of thousands of fans online, and they've raised money for Snyder's daughter. They've released hundreds of thousands of dollars. All these people.
Here's another
It's
thing
crazy.
to put in perspective too.
It's
When
bigger than the movie at this point.
Right. When you're talking about the Snyder Cut as well, though, you're talking about undeveloped CGI for the bad guy, and just for the action scenes and
Yeah.
everything. So that's millions of dollars. Not only do you have to spend like re-releasing it, but that's also money you got to spend in the editing room too.
Yeah.
Like just to get this film off the ground. I just don't think that's something DC wants to do nor cares to do, especially with what.
Well,
they're doing
it'd be
now.
100% fan service. It wouldn't be. I mean, yeah, they'd probably make some, but it'd be just. I mean, it's the hardcore fans that want to see the Snyder Cut. I mean, it's not hardcore Snyder fans.
But would they
I
be
mean, these
okay
were-
with undone CGI or not? Rather,
I mean, they know.
unconcluded
I would say
CGI?
these fans know more than anything what the cut is going to be. I mean, they know. They know a lot more than we do of what it's. I mean, because they've done heavy research into it. So I think no matter what. Well, no matter what release, they would be happy. They just want to release, man. And maybe it is fucking different. Maybe they
Maybe.
shot. I mean, because most movies do shoot so much footage that they have so much extra, and they cut out.
Well, they have a ton of
80% it.
reshoots too.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
so
look
maybe,
at Star Wars. Look at Mulan. I mean, all these movies getting massive reshoots.
Yeah,
So
If
it is.
the- it
It is on
literally-
the realm of possibility.
literally, if the Snyder Cut is just them, but they kept Henry Cavill's mustache in, that makes it 20% better in my opinion.
Yeah.
The entire movie. So that's just what the Snyder Cut is. I'll be happy about that. But I'm so interested just to see what is the big difference. Is it because you remember I can't remember what happened. They either fired him or he had to quit because of what happened
'Cause of his
to his
daughter.
daughter
Yeah.
and everything. But
Yeah, they didn't fire him. It was his daughter during that.
it was daughter, and he had to leave, but he still did like the action scenes or something like that. It was,
He's still partially involved, but not.
but at that time
entirely.
there was still
he gave
shit.
up the direct.
But it's still he was still getting shit from like the Superman and everything, so they definitely were. So it was a complicated time, and just made that movie
Well,
so much.
I don't have
harder
the
to
article
watch.
pulled up because I want to talk about the Joker one more time, but this is a little news. Henry Cavill wants Man of Steel sequel. I don't have the article
He's
in
not
front of me right
Superman
now, but
anymore. He gave it up. He said he's not
I know,
Superman anymore.
but he
you
said he
bastard.
wants
You can't
one.
come back.
I know. Let me try to find it. Damn it.
Man of Steel is probably the best movie of those early DC films, in my opinion, because it had
Here we go.
General what's his name Zog as Michael Shannon. It was great.
Yes, he is. I would rather talk about what is going to happen in the future of Superman, how I can express that character from the comic books, which ties in nicely to Man of Steel. Man of Steel, I really like that movie, and I'd like to be able to tell the story where it was left off at that point. So now Henry Cavill's coming out and saying that he would like to do it.
Yeah, I thought he was done.
Yeah, so did I. And wasn't that originally the news that he was done playing Superman?
A long time ago. That was
Yeah.
before. That was before Ben Affleck dropped out for Batman.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee he's going to be in the next 3 Mission Impossible. Or did he die in the last one?
What do you mean?
Henry Cavill in the last Mission Impossible. He played the other agent. I
Yeah,
think
he
did
did.
die.
Yep, he died.
Helicopter crash,
Yep.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
You can bounce back
Spoiler
from that.
alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Great helicopter scene, though.
It was a
Man.
great one.
I got to go back
And
and,
of
watch
course,
that.
the last second,
Yeah,
Tom Cruise saved the day.
of course. Well, did Tom Cruise save
I
the
love
day,
how
or did Ron L. Hubbard save the
That
day?
is very
That is what we have to ask.
I don't
think it's a
I don't
cross.
think
I
it's
think
a
it's more of
cross.
a
I think it's an
star.
alien star or something. We'll just do that. I got to go back to the Joker real quick
Sure.
because we're talking about award season here. The Golden Globes. Joker got nominated for four Golden Globes, and they're all the most important. You want to hear them?
Sure.
Best motion picture.
Cool.
Pretty cool.
I agree.
Best actor in a drama.
I agree.
Best director.
Sure.
And best score.
Yeah.
I think four of the most
And I can't remember her name, but I think she is going to win for best score. It's the same. She did the score for Chernobyl also on HBO.
Yes.
She was the celloist. I can't remember her name. She's from
it's
another
way
country.
too
It's
hard.
a complicated.
It's
It
the
is.
hardest name
And
you
we
could
tried.
ever say.
I think after she's like Icelandic or something.
Yes,
like that.
she's
But,
Icelandic, but it was the hardest name. I listened to a bunch of podcasts on the Joker after we were done with it.
Yeah.
And all of them were like, yeah, we're going to pass.
Yeah.
Even that boring one
But
that
she's
I
on
listened
fire
to.
right now.
Yeah.
She is on fire.
Oh, she's crushing
right
it.
now. Chernobyl. If I know that had an amazing soundtrack as well, but yeah, I think she's gonna win for that. Mm-hmm. I hope so, and I think, God damn, they have to give. Do you have all the Golden Globe
I do.
nominations up?
I do.
Who else is in that category?
For
Best actor.
Best actor?
Yeah.
In a motion picture. Christian Bale, Ford versus Ferrari. Antonio Banderas, Pain and Glory. Adam Driver, Marriage Story. Joaquin Phoenix, Joker. And Jonathan Pryce, The Two Popes.
Oh man, I think Joaquin Phoenix. I heard everyone's talking about Marriage Story right now.
I know.
Everyone is.
Dude,
I think
a
it might
side
win.
note for Adam Driver. The Report on Amazon Prime.
Did you watch it?
I did.
I saw
It's a
the
good movie.
lawyer
I
from
liked it a
Guantanamo
lot.
Bay said he said everyone should watch it.
It's
He
a
said it's
really
fairly accurate.
good movie.
He said,
yeah, it's really good. Adam Driver does a great job in it
Those
too.
movies are never. Those are not my type of movies.
I love them. Like, see, I'm so excited to see Dark Waters.
Yeah, because it
It's
just makes
like
me
a
feel.
court
Just makes me feel shitty about.
Well, of course,
our country. I'm like, oh man, we're seeing this, and we know it happened, but nothing is happening.
But here's the thing, like, I like the reality of it too. Like, obviously, I'm a patriot, I'm an American, and this is the greatest country
yeah.
in the world. But it doesn't mean we don't do any
oh
wrong.
yeah, and those movies have to be made too.
Because we're all human beings, like
Yeah.
individuals, like people.
The next step is
do-
putting that shit in
bad things.
textbooks. You know, we can make movies about it. Why can't we fucking?
It's
why
true,
can't
but,
you show
but that's
that?
what's the beautiful thing about film too, is it is, in a sense, it is history. Like we
Yeah.
are recording history.
People just have to
because-
see it.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
People have to see it, and and unfortunately with those movies like Dark Waters, you know, it doesn't get as seen as it should because it's it's not an action. You're not going to see a fucking a superstar and everything like that. Although it has Mark Ruffalo, and I fucking love Mark Ruffalo.
He's great. And Dark Waters is getting great reviews. I cannot wait to see it tomorrow.
Yeah,
honestly, I've been thinking about it all
that
day.
shit,
Yeah, we should review it. I mean, eventually.
Yeah,
because I think that one would be worth it.
And
it's a court drama too.
How many
we could get
fucking
into
movies have they made about the DuPont family?
DuPont family, I know.
How many do we? And
there was one a few years ago. I'm trying to remember. Matt Damon, I think.
No, it was the wrestling one. Foxcatcher or whatever, where the son DuPont, he murdered someone, and that was with Mark Ruffalo also.
Yeah, well, Mark is not a fan.
He's not. It's a true story though, man. Because I used to wrestle as a kid, and everyone that was from wrestling knew who both these brothers were. They were both gold medalists. They're super fucking good. But yeah, one of the DuPont sons murdered one of them and got away with it. And I'm sure there's a lot more DuPont tales as well, but that family.
Oh, The Informant, wasn't that the one with Matt Damon? Had something to do with the DuPont?
Oh, that's not the one I'm thinking of. No, I'm thinking of the wrestling one, but that might be. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, it's not important.
He was in a movie, but yeah, I'm excited for that as well. Any other DC Joker news?
No, but I thought that one was that one was pretty huge, man. I mean, those are four like of the most like.
Oh, you were gonna tell me? Oh, you already told me. Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix for Best Actor for Golden Globes. Yeah, I think. What else is nominated for Best Picture? For
I just got out of it.
Smart.
Yeah, no, I know.
Well, I got some more DC Batman news.
Let's hear it.
So they have released the working title for the next Batman film, and it's the most generic title of all time. It is called Vengeance. Is what the working title is.
Okay, just Vengeance.
So yeah, when movies when they're working, they don't have a title yet. They come out with a working title, and it's sometimes it plays a role in what the movie actually is, but a lot of times I think it's just directors saying "fuck you" and just messing with people. But Vengeance.
Okay.
Is there more generic for Batman?
No.
Literally, his entire life is built on vengeance. Yeah. It could mean anything.
Well, and I'm very curious to see the direction they go because they've already cast so many people and so many villains.
Bob, you're saying it's not an origin story, which makes sense because if there's an origin story, there shouldn't be that many villains right at the fucking get-go. No. But yeah,
I like it though. I kind of like being dropped right in the middle of it because we know Batman's origins.
Yeah,
do we really need another one?
It's what they're doing with Spider-Man. Yes.
Yeah.
I do not need to see Uncle Ben die for a fifth time. That man has been through too much.
He has.
He's been shot 90 times.
I know. One death.
That man
is
living the worst Groundhog Day, where every day he wakes up and he has to be shot in a different way.
Should be a fucking horror movie. I mean, goodness gracious, poor man.
But yeah, I don't need to see Batman's parents be shot again.
Absolutely not.
I've seen it so many times. I know how it happens. The pearls, everything happens the same way. But yeah, I don't.
The pearls being.
Yeah, by old Joe Chill. So yeah, I don't. No more Batman origin stories for another 30 years.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
At this point, this generation is
done
I
with
know
origin
I know
stories.
the origin story of Batman more than I know the origin stories of Jesus at this point.
He was born in a crib. What was it? Oh, a manger.
Was
That's
it
right. A manger?
Cave? I can't remember.
Cave?
But yeah, we don't need to see it.
No. Or I'm good with origin stories for a long time. That's why, I'm actually more excited about this, knowing the fact that we're just getting dropped right into to Gotham City with Batman and everything. It's just ready to go.
Simple. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't need to see any more of that. But I got some more Godzilla vs. Kong news.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's not more because we didn't talk about it. But Kong vs. Godzilla was
pushed back.
Yes.
It was pushed back. What, 6 months, if I'm not mistaken?
Around that
time. From July to December.
I think it's still coming out. I can't remember. I don't think it's coming out December. That'd be a wild time for
It would be for a
movie that's been
for
pushed back.
Movie,
they're like, let's just throw it in with all the Academy Awards.
With all the award-winning movies. Let's do it.
Even though we had to reshoot a lot of this. But it doesn't really concern me too much. But
well, here's what's concerning for me. Godzilla is ginormous. Kong is not that big.
That's my news, guy.
Oh, what is it?
New footage has been released because there was some fucking Comic-Con something this week. There's always one going on. Mm-hmm. But they released a sizzle reel, and they say Kong is the size of Godzilla at this point. Yeah.
How? What, does he just keep growing?
Well,
He's
yeah.
eating a lot of bananas out on that island.
Well, why the fuck not? They got giant bananas. Everything else is giant on that island.
That is true. Why not
can't
grow?
he keep growing? Yeah. Especially, I'm sure, because they had that big radiation explosion or something. Maybe he's just fucking juicing
Jacked to
on
the
that island.
tits.
He's lifting rocks
Oh,
and
yeah.
a lot of steroids, probably.
It's
A lot of whatever he's doing. But yeah. So but that's what it revealed is they are the same size at this point, and I can't fucking wait.
Who
I
are you
want it to
rooting
be.
for?
Oh man. How dare you ask me
I know.
such a question?
I know. Because I know you're more of a Godzilla guy
I know.
than you are King Kong. So.
I think it's gonna be. I think the point of the movie is gonna be Godzilla is gonna be the bad guy, or King Kong's gonna be the bad guy at the start. And then Godzilla, he's a fucking hero. He's got to come out. But I'm interested to see how they're living with all those other fucking giant monsters at this point.
I know.
Because the world is wrecked. I hope in this one it's just post-apocalyptic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's no fucking family story or drama or anything. Just 2 hours
Of just monsters beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. I think that's what the world wants
I don't
to see.
care if there's the thinnest
Storyline.
storyline of just. It should just be one family that they're in this devastation zone, just trying to survive, and in the background is these giant fucking monsters because no one has seen Kong. At
And
this
it's
point.
so funny because like we talk about how we hate when movies have thin plot lines, but this is the one exception where we're like, look, we don't need an in-depth analysis of this
Yeah.
family. Let's just watch some monsters.
And I say I say thin where I don't mean like the story sucks because you could
No, we're
you
not
could
talking
say
about
Mad
that,
Max
but-
Fury Road had a thin where it wasn't complicated or anything, but it was still a beautiful story, but it was told in 2 hours of action.
Exactly.
It was all so I mean they could still like even the original Godzilla's always had that human plot line or whatever, but it was just
But
it doesn't need to
we're
hit the
saying
main
is we don't need
stage.
to know about the whole
Exactly.
background of the family and
Yeah.
what happened.
And I don't need a twist happening of these guys are actually the bad guys now.
That's
I
the
don't
thing.
need
Yeah,
that.
it's like
there
now
shouldn't be a
they're
giant
stealing
twist.
the
It should be a
DNA,
simple.
And it's like what?
Yeah.
No, we don't need that.
It should be a simple story, but still, touching because it's a disaster zone at this
Mm-hmm.
point. I assume humanity is struggling. There's no way they rebuilt.
They rebuilt that fast? No.
I fucking hope not. I hope not.
Well, why would you? In this sort of world, why would you build giant skyscrapers like that?
Yeah.
Or giant buildings? Like, I'd be building
That's what they did at
huts.
Pacific Rim. They always
They
rebuild.
always rebuild. And I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, just
Folks, do you
for
not
them.
learn your lesson?
No, rebuild underground.
Yeah,
Make
if
a
anything.
giant city
Yeah.
under. Don't build up, build down. Make below skyscrapers.
That's a great idea.
Tunnels, my guy.
Until they get like a giant earthworm that just fucks.
That's true, and there's always an earthworm
There's
monster.
always, yeah.
There's always an earthworm
Just
monster.
watch Tremors.
Tremors, yeah.
Good callback.
You can watch
Thank
9 of them because there's 9
myself on the
sequels. Yeah. That's a great callback.
Thank you,
Tremors
thank
is
you,
great.
thank
But yeah, so they are the same size though at this point. So I don't know.
Okay.
He's just getting jacked at this point.
So yeah, maybe
It doesn't
it'll,
matter. Godzilla, he grows. Godzilla's grown as it's every film. Even
Seems
the
to get
newer
bigger and
ones,
bigger.
he's like 100 feet taller now. So I mean, at this point, they'll be touching the fucking moon.
Yeah.
It's gonna be big. But I'm excited for it, man. I liked a lot the last Godzilla.
So I have all the nominations now. Do you care to hear them?
yeah, give me Best Picture for sure. At least.
Okay, Best Motion Picture Drama: 1917, Marriage Story, The Irishman, Joker, The Two Popes.
I haven't seen the Two Popes, man. I think it's getting nominated for
It's getting
everything.
I know. We might have to go see that.
I heard 1917 was great too, and I'm
I know,
excited
that's
for that.
another one where it's like, dude, there's so many movies out right now.
know.
That's why I had to get the Regal subscription as well.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about it off air, but I got the AMC subscription for the weekends, and I got Regal for the days because the AMC in our area doesn't play movies till 3
I know.
p.m.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I got to go to work. What are we doing here, folks? So now I got the Regal one because, we were joking around earlier. But they start showing at like 10:45, 11 a.m.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Those are the
for
ones
sure.
I got to go
Yeah.
to. You know?
They're catering to the old people and us.
I'll hang out with all the senior citizens,
They're great.
They are
Every
great.
once in a while, you'll get one that's just a little too loud, though. Doesn't know she's a little too loud because her hearing aids turned up too. But she's speaking at a very high level, and she's unaware.
Definitely.
But people don't hesitate to shut that shit down, especially at Regal.
Have you seen Dolomite Is My Name?
I still haven't seen it.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, you watched
It's
it?
hilarious.
to
But
watch
it is nominated for Best Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. So Dolomite Is My Name, Jojo Rabbit, Knives Out, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Rocket Man. That is a solid 5. Because you and
What's
I
that
saw
nominated for?
Jojo Rabbit, musical or comedy.
Oh my God, that's
a solid.
A lot of those
lineup.
movies could be nominated for Best Picture.
Yes.
Rocket Man.
Rocket
I'm
Man
voting
was
for Rocket
incredible.
Man. I'm voting for. I have to. I'm pulling for Rocket Man on that
So
one.
Dolomite Is My Name, Jojo Rabbit, Knives Out. Yeah, Jojo Rabbit's in that too.
And Knives Out.
Knives Out, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Rocket Man.
In my opinion,
is a solid.
that
list.
is a way better list than the Best Picture.
And we still have to do our awards before these come
I
out.
can't
too.
believe they nominated Once Upon a Time in Hollywood as a comedy musical.
It is a comedy. In all fairness,
It's a comedy,
very
but
like dry comedy.
It's a drama too. I feel like
It is a drama.
It's a drama
but-
for sure because you're both. I mean,
But it's
the two
funny.
characters
I
at the
think
end. Of,
but
oh, it
here's
is
the thing,
funny,
the ending made it a comedy for me because it was like, to hell with the Manson family, what
Yeah,
they
but-
did.
yeah.
Let's kill them in this, and we all got a good laugh, and it was a happy ending. That's kind of where I can see that they put it as a comedy.
I guess too, but I would
Because
not.
none of them-
I wouldn't call it. I don't think I'd call it a comedy first.
No, I don't know if I would, but I
I wouldn't
why
say.
it's
Have
in
you
that
seen the new
category.
comedy, the funniest movie of the year? How Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I don't know. It seems like if there's any joke at all in the movie, they'll fucking nominate it for comedy. They don't need much. But man, that's a tough one. That's the toughest one because Jojo Rabbit. You haven't seen that yet, have you?
No, I saw Jojo Rabbit.
Oh yeah,
it's awesome. It's
fucking
hilarious,
amazing.
And I felt so weird because like my whole theater wouldn't laugh at any
Yeah,
of the
you
jokes.
told me about that. That's weird.
Like the Sam Rockwell thing when he's like, doing all the different.
so hard.
I was laughing so
You're
hard, and people
shooting
were
all,
like,
like,
no one else
just at-
was laughing, and I'm like, I think like. Because I think there were people all my age. I think they felt uncomfortable about laughing. It's like
My theater
it's supposed
was
to be
great.
a comedy.
My theater loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was funny, dude. I thought it was hilarious.
That's a tough one. That's one I wouldn't want to be a judge on. Because I don't know who you give it to.
I don't know. That's the toughest category.
Once
I
Upon a
think,
Time
in
in
this.
Hollywood, I fucking loved. And I loved Jojo Rabbit. And I loved Rocket Man.
And we're gonna have to next episode or something.
Do our own.
Do our
We'll
own
definitely, at
awards.
least before the Oscars come
Yes.
out, we're going to have to definitely do our own. But I saw some people I saw New York Times came out with a big article talking about how Game of Thrones was snubbed, not being nominated this year.
What?
Yeah. It's the
Snubbed
fucking
because
New
of what? They invested $500 million in the show.
Yeah, because Golden Globes didn't nominate Game of Thrones for anything. I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I think they felt just because it's Game of Thrones has been on for 8 seasons that they had to nominate it. But I'm fucking glad Golden Globes didn't. Because what was the Emmys? Emmys nominated it. The fucking Emmys. What a bunch of
course they would,
sellouts
yeah.
they are. Yeah, and they gave them an award. They won for best writing.
No.
I'm
Wow,
almost
if you're trying to
100%
tell me-
positive they won for best writing. Yeah.
Someone paid a lot of money for that award.
Yeah. HBO.
You know what's funny, and this is just the last one I'll bring up. Best performance by a supporting actor in a motion picture. 2 people are going against each other. Al Pacino and Joe Pesci in The Irishman.
Man.
Yeah.
Odds of Joe Pesci even showing up 1 in 100.
If maybe 1 in 1,000. Maybe 1 in 10,000.
He is not.
No.
He'll be nominated for an Oscar,
And he won't show up.
and I'd
to
be
accept the award.
surprised if he showed up. Yeah. Have you ever seen his Oscar acceptance speech? Mm-mm. It's 5 words long.
Really?
He says, "Thanks for having me," and leaves. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's for Goodfellas.
Goodfellas, yeah.
One of the best roles of all time.
Thanks for
Everyone was-
having me.
And he was nominated against a really. Actually, he was nominated against Al Pacino.
Well, Goodfellas was what, 1990 or 95?
95. for
95.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's, definitely right. But yeah, he was nominated against Al Pacino. I can't remember what role it was for Al Pacino, but he won against that. Yeah, he said 5 words. He's not showing up.
No.
Not 100. Not at all. Not.
But this is a pretty solid category for supporting actor. Obviously, those 2. We got Tom Hanks, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
For supporting.
For supporting, which is strange. So,
I'm guessing they're saying
The reporter must be the
must be
lead.
the lead. Yeah.
yeah. And then Anthony Hopkins in The Two Popes. And Brad Pitt, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
And Leo got nominated for Best Actor.
Yes, best lead.
I got to give it to Brad on that one. I think I got to give Brad for Best Supporting. For Once Upon, I know.
Yeah, I haven't seen Anthony Hopkins in The Two Popes.
Oh yeah, and
or Tom Hanks yet. See, that's another one I got to go watch.
Same. I do have to go watch.
Yeah.
I can't believe I haven't seen that. I tried watching it. I tried going yesterday. Wasn't on until 3 p.m.
I know, dude. That's
said,
why I got the
whole
Regal thing,
goddamn
man.
day.
I will be
wanted
going to
go
a movie
see it.
3 days a week.
Because I know that's a movie that if I had the ability to show emotion, that'd be the movie, man.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the movie.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of nervous about seeing it.
You know the one thing
I kind of want to go by myself. Just in case things get watery.
Tearing. Yeah, no kidding, man.
I could just leave.
Because I remember watching. I remember
Same.
watching that at my grandma's house.
And there's been so much, like currently, Mr. Rogers. You know, such a. I want to say bounce back, but with all that stuff coming out and the documentary coming out and now the movie coming out, it's just bringing up Mr. Rogers' memories.
I know you're gonna hate this idea, but that's okay because it's funny to me, and I'd watch it just because I love the guy. But what would you think about a Bob Ross film biopic?
Oh, I think it'd actually be interesting if you if you know a little bit about Ross. He was a drill instructor for the military for a long time. He was a guy who got paid to yell at people for the army in Alaska for a very long time. So I think it would be. Although I don't think there's a lot known about him. I've tried looking up stuff about Bob Ross. There's
nothing bad on him though, because I've looked up on Bob Ross too. He was a very good man. He died of cancer. I can't remember what kind of pancreatic cancer, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, sad.
Pancreas, bad news, man.
Yeah,
That's
it
what
is.
Jobs had too.
Yep.
Though he had a very curable, and he just refused to take any medicine.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know it was curable.
I mean, he didn't take any medicine. He just took herbs and sage and maize. Yeah.
Damn it, Jobs.
Because he was
we could have had him around for so much longer. That guy was such
an asshole anyways, but
I know.
I mean, you have to be an asshole not to take medicine.
I just finished the Michael Fassbender.
Yeah.
That was a good film.
He was a genius. Just not a good guy.
No.
Just not a good man at all. Just a horrible. But I mean, that's what's genius. No one's perfect.
No, they are not.
Except for Mr. Rogers, maybe. I have not heard a single story about a bad thing.
No.
And I've tried, man.
Oh yeah. And in this day and age, people are
and no one and I truly believe no one is he's done something. Not something horrible, but there's the things that he's done. But it's his
What, do you think he called someone a jerk face one time? I mean, that's maybe the only thing he could have done wrong.
I heard
Did the man ever get angry?
I heard he liked to rip nasty farts, and he thought it was hilarious.
That son of a bitch. Okay, I'm trending this on Twitter. And Mr. Rogers.
He crop dusted people, and I think that's how he some people murder people. He crop dusted people, and I think that's how he released all of his frustrations.
Unacceptable.
He just ripped nasty ass farts.
Yeah, and that's not okay. No one was asking for that.
No, I don't appreciate it. No. But that's your worst thing, and you didn't kill 3 million people or something like that. He's a pretty good guy.
Oh yeah, I'd say so. In all seriousness.
But him ripping ass,
it's not cool. It's not cool.
It's hilarious. As long as you're not in the room to hear about it, it's funny. But can you imagine he walks by you and you're like, man, that's my hair. What the oh my
God, that's gnarly.
It's someone Mr. Rock. And you just see him leaving the room. Have a good day, neighbor.
Won't you be my neighbor? I'm like, never.
What the fuck?
That was those nasty ass farts.
Something climbed in Mr. Rogers' ass and died.
Just any pent-up aggression. Never, it just all came out in his farts.
Oh, yeah.
Just those gnarly
nasty,
those gut-wrenching farts, man. The
well,
ones that burn your asshole
hate.
coming out.
So they're pure hate.
Pure hate.
That's what you're smelling. If you could smell hate.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to be in the movie, unfortunately.
No, I don't think so either.
It'd be hilarious.
What if we called that? Just passing gas in the studio. People are, God, someone turn on a fan.
Mr. Rogers, I love you, man, but
God,
we're your friends. Please do not.
But wipe your ass, bro. You need a bidet, my guy. Oh, this is getting off the rails.
That's classic Rogers, though.
Yeah, it is.
Classic Rogers. I don't know if Bob Ross is anything like that.
No, I don't think so.
I'm sure he did something, though.
Gosh.
So you got to get that aggression out with someone.
You do.
Everyone's got to.
Oh, yeah.
But maybe he took it out on the paintings because he was If you ever watch Bob Ross when
I
he's
have.
drawing
Yeah.
his painting, he's really whipping that thing back and forth.
And
Maybe
he hits his paintboard very hard with the brush.
he does, and when he
pop.
dips in the water, he's got to hit it on the side,
Yeah.
and he really beats that thing.
He does.
Maybe he's
He
pretending
does.
it's his son or something like that. He's
It's like, I hate my
take out the
kids.
goddamn trash.
Wipe down the counters. You
But yeah, I'd be fine with the Bob Ross. He's been gone a while,
Yeah,
so
he
it's not
has.
like it's like fresh or anything. But maybe he's just not that interesting. Maybe it's
not.
just so pure. Because Mr. Rogers, it's not a straight up biopic. They had to have this other story.
Yeah, the
of,
story about
because
him
someone
being a
that's just
reporter.
pure good, it doesn't make an interesting story.
No, because there's
Just
no
them going
there's
around
no
helping
story
people. Yeah.
arc. Yeah, you're like,
Unfortunately,
okay, this guy's just
unfortunately, you need that element of drama
Mm-hmm.
in your life. So
and using the reporter because the reporter
Using the
probably is not
reporter,
a perfect person.
no, he was a cynic. He
Mm-hmm.
thought he's thinking the same thing that we're joking about. That there's no way this guy is
that
pure.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So you have to have that. So maybe, so I don't know if Bob Ross has that element of a reporter or someone that came in, but we could write it.
Yeah.
We could make something dark
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
we should. That'd be fun.
But yeah. Well, any other news about the Golden Globes or anything like that?
No Golden Globes, but I wanted to bring this up. Disney's box office hits a record $10 billion in 2019, and that's before Star Wars. And whatever we have to say about Star Wars will at least hit another billion. So, dude, they've already broken the box office record for $10 billion with films such as like Dumbo, Frozen 2. Frozen 2 actually this weekend is what grossed, what hit the milestone for $10 billion.
Man, I can't.
It's insane.
Thank God that they're doing so well, because they needed it. They were hurting.
Oh, they were hurting. Disney was hurting. Stock was going.
They need it,
no,
and every
that's-
time I
doesn't
hear
matter. They
about
rule the world.
billionaires getting richer, it warms my heart.
You know, it really does.
But
a
yeah,
good thing.
I'm not fucking. Someone's got to break that company up. You
Yes.
just got to dismantle that company at that point. They're becoming too powerful, too fucking rich. But they're making good shit. And Frozen is not even my top 10 favorite Disney film. I can't believe that film grossed so. Have you seen the original Frozen?
No,
It's decent.
is it?
There's better fucking Disney movies for sure. I don't know why kids just attach to that, but Moana was a much better. If you're gonna watch the two, watch Moana. It's a much better film. It's got The Rock in it.
Yeah, I've heard. And we are big fans of The Rock.
I'm sure
here.
the Frozen also has The Rock in it as well because he's
Yeah.
doing a lot of work these days. But yeah, good for them, man.
Did you see the Wonder Woman 1984? The new pictures of the golden eagle armor.
Did you watch the trailer that was dropped?
Well, yeah, but did you see the armor?
The armor's
It
in the
looks
trailer.
sick. Yeah.
Yeah,
It looks
it's
dope,
fucking
dude.
awesome. Yeah, they didn't show Kristen Wiig as Cheetah at all. They show Kristen Wiig, but
And
not
that's
as
something we
Cheetah.
got to talk about too, because Kristen Wiig is hilarious. She has done stuff like on Mad TV and whatnot.
SNL.
SNL.
Yeah.
Wasn't she on Mad TV too?
No,
Never.
that's way. She was on SNL after Mad TV was even off the air.
Oh, okay.
No, she wasn't.
But nonetheless, she's hilarious
Oh,
too.
yeah.
But
She's been a lot more than yeah.
yeah, Jenkins said she wanted someone that, because she knew how funny she was, but she wanted someone to be able to be that funny, charming friend, and then go
Yeah,
dark.
I'm
to a
interested
dark
to
place.
see-
And she said she surpassed every expectation.
Because the trailer looks like they're having two different villains. Because Pedro Pascal was also in the
Mm-hmm.
trailer, and I think he's also played a bad guy. Which I know. I mean, obviously we could probably look it up and it'd be told who he is, but I have no idea about that. But yeah, so it looks like they're kind of splitting up the roles. I wonder how Kristen Wiig is gonna do with Cheetah, because she's not athletic. Unfortunately, I think it's made
But
clear that
stunt
she's
doubles
not,
are pretty.
of course,
nice to
yeah,
have.
yeah. But I mean, it's also more of a concern of can she play a bad guy? Which she is a great actress.
Yes,
I do
she
believe
is.
that she's more than just funny. I think
Yeah.
she's and Bridesmaid. Bridesmaid was one of my favorite movies of the year it came out. It was so fucking good, and she won an Oscar for best original screenplay for that.
Which is
Kristen Wiig.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. But I'm excited. I'm excited for it because I fucking loved. We both loved Wonder Woman. It's still arguably the best DC movie. I don't think. I think it is the best DC movie. But I'm excited for that. And you see, fucking Steve Rogers is back. He's just alive now.
who?
Steve Rogers, her boyfriend, Chris pine.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah, Steve Rogers is alive.
Oh, he's
now.
alive.
So why?
He's not 100 years old.
Yeah, so he didn't blow up in
It's
the
probably
plane?
the fucking Captain America thing. He dropped in ice or whatever, and they froze him. And I don't know. He's back though. You gotta have Chris Pine back if you got him. I'm excited. Set in the 80s, you know it's gonna have a killer soundtrack.
Yeah, we'll see. No, the soundtrack will be good.
Oh yeah,
But I mean, we'll see how they make the whole Roger Stone thing make any sense.
not Roger Stone.
Roger, wrong man. Wrong.
He
man.
is making a comeback.
He is making a
He is
comeback.
making a
Yeah, I think
comeback.
he's serving some time right now, though.
I don't think he's been.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't think he's been.
Sorry, mind
Sentenced
preoccupied
yet.
with something else. Obviously,
Roger Stone.
Hilarious.
Wouldn't it be weird if Chris Pine's character ended up being Roger?
Roger Stone. The
I think the time matches up.
It does, yeah, technically.
Oh, that's funny.
Did you see the Xfinity commercial?
Comcast Xfinity?
Yeah, with E.T.
Oh, I did. I thought you were
Yeah.
fucking with me. I thought
No.
Xfinity was like the next Adventures or something like that.
No, and we saw our boy Henry Thomas in that.
Yeah, my
after
God.
40-year anniversary, and then I gotta say, most of the time, like if you use a film, I'm like, oh God, why'd you do that? But that was a great commercial.
That was a good
That made me
commercial, yeah.
smile from ear to ear. Like that hit me in the heartstrings.
Yeah.
E.T.
Just don't let him drive there.
It's like, oh yeah, just don't let him drive.
E.T. do not get in the car with that man.
Don't even the
Especially
seatbelt's
after
not
he's
gonna
had him.
save you.
Do
He's
not
like, E.T., I
drive.
got this great bar. He's like, huh?
Just across the
He's
town.
like
We're
holding
gonna
up
go.
his lighted finger, trying to touch him. He's like, I'm too drunk to
He's
do
telling
it.
him to follow the light. Yeah, he's like, just trust me, E.T. This is
E.T.'s
gonna be
got
great.
a badge on. He's like, no, not
Maybe we
today.
should take the bike.
Yeah, he's like, let's
Back
ride
on
the...
the.
Oh God.
I'm guessing they filmed that. Well, I'm guessing maybe nothing's gonna happen about that whole drug driving thing, which I don't think.
No,
it should
I
be
don't
a big
think.
deal,
No, it's
but-
just a DUI. I mean, for
Yeah.
a celebrity,
It's
like, he
horrible.
can pay
Don't
for
drive
it.
drunk ever.
No,
Because if he
that's
killed
terrible.
anyone, it'd be a much
be a
bigger
huge
deal. But
yeah.
but yeah, so maybe that hasn't hindered his career anyway. Because man, God, he's doing a lot of shit.
Yeah, he is.
Who
Well, he's a great
guessed?
actor. I mean, let's be realistic.
But
Like,
it's
I really
not-
love him.
It's
in
not
what,
the path that child actors usually go. It's surprising because I mean,
Yeah.
let's face it, he had a great career. So E.T. And what was he? I don't think. Actually, he's been getting
been
work.
working.
He's been
Yeah.
getting work for a long
He has
time.
been.
Because he was in Gangs of New York.
Yes, he was.
He played Leonardo DiCaprio's friend that ended up betraying him at the end. So he
Yeah,
does,
Henry Thomas has worked his whole career, my guy.
Yeah, and what's crazy is he's never had the, as far as I know, the drug problem or anything like that. Although he does drive drunk every once in a while.
He does like to drink. You know?
But he never had every fucking child actor, eventually goes to rehab and,
Has a terrible fallout for 10 years.
maybe his parents were decent. I think that's the only thing it ever is.
Makes sense.
All his parents are usually pretty just shitty with those taking advantage of their kids.
Yeah, man,
but-
because he has not quit working since 1981. He's been every single year. He's been doing at least four projects, 3 to 4 projects a year. His whole career.
Yeah, but have it been anything substantial?
Dear John, The Last Ride,
Yeah, those are all
Sons of Liberty.
those are all movies I went to theaters.
Ouija, Gerald's Game.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
now I'm going
Ouija's
up.
that's Mike Flanagan. That's he always works with Mike Flanagan.
Masters of Horror back in 2005. Dead Birds.
Master of
11-14. So yeah, he's done quite a bit.
Good for him.
Gangs of New York in 2002. Dead in the Water.
Because he was a phenomenal. I remember even watching E.T. as a kid, and when he starts crying, when he finds E.T. and he's all shriveled up and gray,
Yeah.
like he looks like a fucking, I don't know, asparagus or something. And when he starts crying, even back then, I thought, man, God, this kid, it looks like he was really. And I've seen the behind the scenes footage or whatever of him practicing for that scene. And he is phenomenal.
Yes.
That's what Spielberg. That's his thing, is he knows how to cast child actors.
Speaking of Spielberg, Henry Thomas was originally not going to do this commercial because he knew how much E.T., like he says in this thing, and I won't quote him exactly, but he said he knew that was Spielberg's baby and he was not comfortable doing it. And then Xfinity called him up and said, hey, we pitched the idea in the short story to Steven Spielberg. He loves it. He's got his stamp of approval. Are you in?
Wow.
And I guess Henry Thomas was like, huh? He goes, okay, I guess I'm in.
Why not just make a sequel then?
I know. For like when he's an adult.
Yeah, and maybe his kids. And
His
maybe
kids,
E.T.
yeah.
Now
Well, that's
E.T.'s
kind
got
of-
kids.
Well, that's kind of what this, the making of a holiday reunion kind of is. With that commercial and everything.
Well, yeah, it's supposed to be him as an adult now, but it's not a full.
But it's not a full now.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't give me a lot of details of why E.T. Like, I mean, again, I don't know anything about that race. Although we do know that E.T. He's part of, or his race is part of the council for Star Wars, because we saw him in the fucking Senate council seat. So we know we know they're not like mentally handicapped or anything,
No,
which I thought he
definitely
was, because he seemed a little slow. Maybe just him is a little slower than like
He's like one of the not so bright ones.
yeah, maybe he's like just the guy that was supposed to be cleaning the ship, and he just
I think so.
got
something.
stuck on there, and then he just. I think that was the plot where he just wandered off the ship,
Yeah.
and they just left his ass.
Uh-huh.
But
They're
yeah,
like, yeah, he was a cleaning guy. Or something.
Yeah, we don't care.
We're out of here. We
We
got
were
shit to
8
do.
fucking light years away. We
That's
realized,
like,
oh my
E.T.
god, where the
phone
hell's Jerry
home.
at? Yeah. Obviously, not a big part of the crew.
No,
for them to.
he
for
might have
them
been
to think so-
undocumented. They were like, we don't know who he is. Just leave him.
Yeah, because
Oh gosh.
but I would love Spielberg to go back to his UFO alien roots. Do something different that he's doing today, besides the historical biopics he's been doing. Those are good films, of course,
They are.
but he's just winning Oscars at this point.
Here's the thing. I know you're a big Mad Max fan, and I just saw
The
this.
biggest Mad
Yeah,
Max
I
fan.
know. And I saw this random article. George Miller came out and just was talking about Mad Max, obviously, and how much that he loved the guitar guy in the film.
The Doof Warrior.
Yes, and he explained his backstory.
Well, I know his backstory. I've known
you
it
do?
since he's a real musician. Oh, you?
No, but I mean the character's
Oh
backstory.
no, I've never heard that.
It's kind of hilarious because he actually goes into a little bit of depth. It's a few sentences. Do you want to hear?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
what that guy went through.
I would like to think he's still alive somehow. In fact, we've got a whole backstory on how he came to be in that position. I often think about it. The approach to the film was you have to be able to explain everything, not only all the characters, but every object, how it all found its way into this world, and how it survived. In this case, he was blind from birth. When things started going a bit crazy, he and his mother were left in a mining town. The only way he could survive was to go into a place where there was a competitive advantage to being blind, and that was to go deep down into a mine shaft where they were able to survive. He took what was most precious to him, a musical instrument, probably a guitar. As they were careening through the wasteland, someone heard this music echoing out of the mine shaft, went down there, and luckily they saw him as an asset. I think they killed his mother because she wasn't of any use. Brutal. They took him, and he eventually ended up as the equivalent of the drummer, the fife player, or the bagpiper in Joe's army.
That's awesome. That's what I love about fucking George Miller too. Is everything feels like
it keeps going and going.
everything
There's a
feels
ton-
like it has a story to his world.
Yeah.
You know, everything feels like it got there through a series of events and wasn't just placed there randomly. That's what I fucking love. Yeah. An Australian mine. Oh my god, how the fuck did he survive down there
I
with
have
just
no
a
idea.
guitar? What
The
was he
heat.
eating?
And the huntsman spiders.
Yeah.
Bro, those fuckers are huge.
They only go
They're
underground.
gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the Goliath spider. Have you seen that? It hunts from underground also.
Yep. Goliath. Ugh.
And all he brought was a guitar. He should have brought a fucking knife or something.
Or at least an amp.
But that's cool, man. So like when shit started going in the fan, you know, when that world started
Mm-hmm.
ending, because it's not that long. It's when you watch Mad Max, you think, oh, it's been like that 100 years. It hasn't.
No, it hasn't.
It's been a lifetime,
Mm-hmm.
and when these characters are all the same, but it just went sour quick.
It went
Real
downhill
fucking bad.
fast.
But I love that, man. How the fuck did he think he survived?
I have no idea.
I love the image of him just crawling towards his guitar at the very end and just strumming one more time.
You know, he was probably playing from all that sadness, too, of his mom being slain. And he was
Well,
like,
you could see there was
"To hell
something
with
definitely
this."
going with it
Oh,
because
yeah.
he
He was really a strumming. You got to wonder. You break strings every so often on your guitar. What was there a shop around that he could buy new strings for his
you imagine
guitar?
his fingers were just bloody
Raw
as
and
hell.
bloody. Oh yeah, the callus on his fingers.
Because that's
I
literally
guarantee
all he did.
is just
It's
play
just
the
play guitar.
Well,
Remember
he
they had to
blind.
wake
He had
his
no
ass
idea.
up when they were like, he was sleeping like in the fucking, they was all tangled up. They're like, wake him up, we gotta move. And they didn't start until he started playing.
Oh, yeah.
The cards didn't turn on
I mean,
until
it's metal, man. It's metal as fuck.
That is, it's the most metal world of all time. And I fucking love it.
Oh, so do I.
And if he ever makes a sequel, which I've heard eventually, this is kind of
we
recent.
talked about it.
George Miller, he said, I'll never go back again. And now recently, he's like, I'm all for
He's
another.
like, I've got 3 in development. I've got 3 I'm working on. And we're like, what are we doing here?
yeah, are you,
Why don't
are
you
you
just make
for it? He said, I'm too old, one.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the after of Fury Road, because that took him 30 years to get made or whatever. And he said, okay, I'm done with it now. I'm just going to go back and doing Happy Feet. Because I'll remind people, the only thing on his filmography are Mad Max and Happy Feet 1 and 2.
1 and 2, yeah. A sequel to Happy
It's an
Feet, which is
odd,
the
it's the
strangest
oddest
thing to do a
filmography of
sequel
all.
on. Yeah.
It's the weirdest filmography of all
Well, dude,
time.
I mean,
Because those
we-
are two very different
We
movies.
and we get into the fandom of like Mad Max and stuff, but they destroyed so many cameras on that set.
Oh yeah, and it was so hard to work on. I can only imagine being a 70-year-old. Although he's
In the middle of the
although
Sahara
he's an
Desert,
Australian 70, which
That's
is like an American 50, because those
that
people are just
skin's
harder.
all leathery and
Yeah, and you're
like,
just
tough.
riddled in spider
yeah.
bites. That, but you're not poisoned anymore.
No,
because your
no, it's
body has
impossible.
adapted.
It's
to the
immune
poison.
to the poison.
So I mean, it's not, and they didn't film the last one in Australia. They went to South America, which is just another desert. Right. You're just exchanging one desert for another one. But I love it, man. I hope. I've always said I hope Tom Hardy still. I've always heard that he said he's ready to any time to do another one. But I think you could. I think that's one where you can even change the character and have someone else come and do it, like a James Bond-esque.
You know, speaking of Tom Hardy,
Yeah.
Venom 2 has added a new star from Netflix, The Irishman.
I saw who was the
Stephen Graham.
Stephen Graham.
I love Stephen Graham. Dude, I watched this interview with him on YouTube, and he was talking about that scene with him, De Niro, and Pacino, where De Niro didn't have any lines. I guess that was ad-libbed.
So ad-libbed. I saw it too, yeah. And
The
yeah,
12, he's like 12 and a half.
because right now everyone's going around doing the interviews,
Yep.
the round tables, which I fucking love.
I
I love
love
this
it,
time
too.
when because it's all actors on actors, and you know, you think, oh, they're normal people, really,
And it's
they're not normal
such a
people.
special thing, like Scorsese being able to work with that man, because like having the freedom as an actor to just
Yeah.
not feel like, because I mean, dude, when you're on set, like 10 times out of 10, you got to follow the script.
Well-
you don't go off, you
Oh,
don't
yeah,
ad lib,
especially
you don't do
Scorsese.
anything.
Well, what I've
with
heard
him,
is
it's
the
different.
only people that ever ad lib are Robert De Niro. Or Pacino or Pesci. They're the only ones ever allowed to ad lib, and like
Well-
they'll go through the lines and then they'll do it a couple times with ad lib.
Yeah, and they were saying that Stephen Graham
So
was
for him
allowed
to have
to
the
do
ball,
that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, something I heard was like he wasn't sure at first. He was like, "I'm just gonna go for it," because he's like, they don't have any lines. He's like, "I gotta have a scene where he has lines," and he.
Well,
yeah.
Scorsese told him to relax, loosen up.
Yeah.
He's like, it's fine. Hey, we're here. We're just shooting the scene. We're going to do it a few different ways. Because he was saying in that interview, the first couple times you go on the script, which obviously, of course.
Yeah.
But he goes, after that, they let you shoot a little bit, and they kind of let you put in whatever feel. And then like Stephen Graham was talking about how scared he was just to stand up in that scene. When he walks away, he goes, hey, was that okay?
I know,
He goes,
yeah.
yeah, it was fine. He goes, it's perfect. We got it all on camera. You're fine. And then Stephen Graham started to loosen up. But dude, you got to understand how nerve-wracking that is for an actor to
Oh, yeah.
work with two legends like that.
What was the guy I was talking about? The guy who plays Sebastian, whatever his name, who plays Tony.
Yeah, the comedian.
Yeah, he has the opposites. He went on there and he was so scared, and Scorsese wasn't telling him to improv at all. So that must have been because he's only been in 2 movies. So
Right.
they must have some respect for Stephen Graham, who's literally kind of
Fantastic actor.
and he's kind of like the fucking Pesci of our time. He
Yes.
only gets cast in gangster roles, and he's always that fucking kind of firecracker.
Yeah.
You know, the guy's a really short fuse. But
I think he's
yeah,
terrific.
what
I
role do you
love
think
him.
he's gonna play in Venom? I guarantee he's gonna be a
bad
gangster.
guy? Yeah,
Guarantee he's
gangster
gonna
for
be-
sure.
That's all he plays, which he's great in. He's
Oh,
great in
yeah.
everything. But yeah, I'm excited for that dude. But I guarantee,
Yeah, because his role right now is being kept under wraps. But you know he's gonna play like a mob.
He's played a
mob
mobster
boss
for
or
sure.
something. Yeah, some sort of bad guy.
which is great. But I mean, it's fine if you're good with it. But yeah, he's definitely typecasted as that role, which I would fucking love because gangsters seem like they're very fun to play.
Oh yeah.
You can do anything.
You know, Cash, we're getting close to the Christmas season.
Yeah, we are.
You know, And
Close, I think we're there.
We're there. And I have a question for you because there's a hot debate going on online because people have officially came out and said that, okay, Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
Would
of
you
course
agree with
it is,
that?
Of course.
But they're saying, if we're
watch it
saying
every
Die
Christmas.
Hard is a Christmas movie, then shouldn't Lethal Weapon be a Christmas movie as well? To be fair. And I started to read this article and look up all the reasons why also Lethal Weapon should be a Christmas movie. And it does make sense.
Kind of. It does. Now, I think Die Hard is a Christmas movie because it being Christmas plays a role in the film.
But it does in Lethal Weapon.
Kind of.
Because it does show a message of selfless devotion to duty and family togetherness.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean Christmas drives the film. Like, they're all in Alcatraz Tower because it's Christmas, because they're having a Christmas party.
Yes.
In Lethal Weapon, it's just Christmas in the background. A film is going on. It just happens to be Christmas season.
But they're also using songs in Lethal Weapon like Jingle Bell Rock.
Again, because it's the Christmas time. It's the Christmas time. I don't think they're not like there specifically for Christmas. That's difficult. That is difficult. But at some point, we have to draw the line. Okay, not every film that just happens to be set in December is Christmas.
Okay, but Mel Gibson's Martin Riggs is a very like brash individual, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay.
But then he meets this jolly cop from the LAPD, and he ends up turning him in the end to get him a little bit happier and kind of join the family and be one of us.
He's not that jolly. It's kind of the opposite. Briggs is the jolly one. Mel Gibson is more the happy one, and what's his name? Danny Glover. He's the one retiring. You know, haven't got 5 days to retire. Yeah, I'm too old for this shit.
Other way around. But
other way around. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not Christmas to me. No.
Okay.
No.
Anyway, I wanted to get your take on that.
I do 100% believe Die Hard is a Christmas movie. And I just rewatched it, and man, that's one of the greatest action films of all time.
Well, and it's being put in the Christmas movie categories at like Walmart and stuff.
Yes, because it is.
It is.
They are there for the sole reason of Christmas. That there makes it a Christmas film.
Okay.
It's a Christmas party.
Well, you want to know why originally they did that, according to this article, is because the directors wanted residuals and they wanted it to play on TV during December. Definitely worked because Lethal Weapon also gets played during
If you haven't watched, Netflix has a series right now called The Films That Made Us, and they just go into films that are really famous. They do Ghostbusters and show a bunch of how the film is made and like the background of it. It's awesome. But they do Die Hard and Home Alone also each an episode. And it's really cool how Die Hard was made. No one wanted Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis was an action star. Yeah. He was a guy who did rom-coms. And when they hired him, everyone was making fun of him. Like, you can't hire that guy. He's not an action star. Because action stars were Sylvester Stallone and Arnold
Schwarzenegger.
These guys that are not human. So when they hired him, everyone was like, this is the worst. That's the worst casting of all time. And then it made him the biggest action star in the world. But it's a crazy movie to go back and watch. I would definitely recommend that series, The Films That Made Us, on Netflix. It's good. Home Alone is an interesting one, too. Because Joe Pesci, apparently, they had to censor him so much because he was just saying fuck the entire time. Like, oh my God, this guy. Yeah. Every take, they had to, like, all right, Pesci, now do one that doesn't. And, like, he came out and, like, he's like, yeah, Pesci said, he's like, even when I'm reading scripts, I add in fuck. He's like, because that's just how I talk. That's how. So everything he's adding in fuck for a Christmas movie, I thought that was just magical.
The Batman added another actor. I don't know if you saw this. I meant to bring this up earlier, but they added Peter Sarsgaard.
Ooh,
yeah,
one of the many Skarsgards.
And they're speculating that he's going to play Two-Face.
Isn't Peter Sarsgaard the dad? Isn't he the older one?
No, Sarsgaard.
Oh, Sarsgaard. Who's that?
Not Skarsgård. Sarsgaard.
How do you know who that is?
Yeah, you do. You do know who he is. Let me show you my guy.
Oh, yeah. Another fucking villain?
Yeah. So there's a ton of villains.
It's a rogues gallery.
Yes, it is.
They're assuming that he's playing Two-Face.
Yeah, they're assuming. That's what they're guessing.
My God, dude. What is this film going to be?
I do not know.
That's a lot of fucking bad guys.
It is a lot of bad guys.
This is not Venom. I know Venom's gonna look at this and be like, "We gotta hire more fucking bad guys. This is crazy,
7
man.
more.
If they have 8, we gotta have 18. We're gonna have no Venom at all. It's just gonna be all bad guys, and it's gonna turn out to be shit."
Yes.
Although Batman's gonna turn out to be good. I got bad hope. I don't have great hopes about Venom.
Yeah,
2.
neither do I.
That movie was a wreck.
We were just talking about Mel Gibson.
Don't tell me he's been arrested again.
No, he has not been.
Thank God.
But Shia, and this is kind of related to Mel.
Oh, I saw the interview.
The Honey Boy.
Did you watch the roundtable?
No, I didn't.
Watch the roundtable. I talked about. He told his dad.
He told his dad that Mel Gibson was playing his dad.
And Mel Gibson had like no idea.
No, he had no interest. I guess he emailed Mel, and that was it. That was the end of it.
He did, but Shia LaBeouf, he hadn't talked to his dad in 7 years.
Yeah, in almost a decade.
And of course, he went to that stuff. He was in he calls it an insane asylum or a mental institution because he was wanting to kill himself and whatnot. And he said, yeah, he's like he told Mel Gibson, and his dad signed off on it because his dad's a huge Mel Gibson fan, and he never told him. Yeah, he didn't tell him that he would be playing him.
He didn't.
So he's like, sure, on Mel Gibson, fuck yeah, that's an honor. I don't know if that's like legal. I don't know if you go back.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe he shouldn't have said that, but I'm sure his dad's not going to do anything.
I can't wait. I really want to see Honey Boy.
So
bad.
do I.
Man.
I heard it's really, really good.
I do.
And that's another one where it's like, I got to see it.
I do too, man.
I'm not over exaggerating because I was looking through movies. Don't ask me to name them all, but there's 6 or 7 right now that's out. Like 1917, Honey Boy, Parasite, Dark Waters.
Yeah.
There's more.
Mr. Rogers.
Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. There are so many.
Oh, have you seen
movies
Queen
out
and Slim?
now. No, Queen and Slim is another one.
I saw Queen and Slim. It's
Was it
fucking
awesome?
good. It's good. It is really good.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's 6 right there, and there's more than that because I know there's more movies.
It's the season, man. You
It
know it
is.
was coming.
I know. So
You
for the next
weren't
3
prepared
weeks,
for
I'm
it.
going 3 days.
You gotta
a
go
month,
hard, yeah.
or 3 days a week rather.
Me too, because I haven't been able to go on the weekend at all. So I've been trying to squeeze it in
Yeah,
during the week. When, like, I have nothing going on, but it's hard. They know this is the busiest season for literally fucking everyone, and then they release all these goddamn movies and assume
And they're all great films. Yeah.
They assume I'm gonna squeeze it in, and I am.
And so am I. Oh,
But I'm mad about it.
I got Uncut Gem News, and that comes out December 13th as well. So that's another one.
That's this week.
That's this week. Yes, sir. Which
And he was also on that round table.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler was.
and also he had some funny things to say, and I think you're gonna like this because. Just hear me out. So Adam
I'll hear
Sandler
you out.
says he will make a terrible movie on purpose if Uncut Gems doesn't win awards.
So he's threatening us.
He is threatening us, and I kind of like it
Man,
because you know what?
I really don't want. I
haven't
really
seen it
don't
yet.
want another bad movie.
Right.
So I will. He really knows. I'm glad that he can joke about it.
Yeah. So
I'm glad that he is completely aware that he makes horrible movies, which makes me okay, which makes me feel a little bit better. But yeah, please. It's going to win awards anyways. It's going to win. I think it's going to be so good. It looks so good. I think it's going to win awards, even though it's Adam Sandler's first good movie in 80 years.
Well, damn. Originally though, Kevin Garnett almost didn't get that role.
Yeah.
So it went from
He
a
looks
few stars.
good in it, too. And I heard he said he's not doing any other movies. He's like,
Probably not.
It's not really my thing.
Yeah.
He's like, I never intended to be an actor or anything. But as far as athletes go, he looks like he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
Which athletes are usually like, they're like anti-actors. I don't know. It's like, it's like they're trying to be bad at some
Right.
points. But it's like, yeah, I don't know.
But originally it was supposed to be Amari Stoudemire. And then for whatever reason, they went down that road. It didn't end up working. And then Kobe came out and said he wanted to be an actor. So Adam Sandler rewrote the entire
I've seen
thing
Kobe,
for
and then
him.
Kobe is a pretty good actor. He's
Well, yeah,
good at
they-
everything.
Yeah, they rewrote the entire thing because they needed someone from the East Coast. So they tried to
Yeah.
figure out, well, because he played for the Lakers. That's West Coast, yeah. So,
And it's set in Boston.
Right. So he rewrote the entire script for Kobe, and then Kobe got back to him 2-3 years later and was like, hey, I just want to direct. Because remember the short film that he won an award for or
Yeah.
whatever? And so Adam Sandler was like, well, shit, dude. I literally just rewrote this whole thing. So then they had to go back again, and then that's how they hired Kevin Garnett.
So I'm guessing that we're going to change it to be an LA thing.
That's my guess.
Having Kobe.
I mean, they don't get into he doesn't get into the specifics.
I'm guessing that was the big rewrite.
Yeah.
Which makes, but man, that's crazy because I know the two guys who are doing the movie, directing it and wrote it. They're from the East Coast, so man, they're gonna change. But yeah, you get Kobe. I mean, you change it.
Yeah.
I mean, you still have sports gambling and fucking a jewelry place in the East Coast or the West Coast. So, but I'm glad they got it for Boston. I mean, that's pretty much not a bigger name. I mean, you could have got Larry Bird, but Larry Bird playing as I think Kevin Garnett is one of the biggest gets you can get.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, totally.
That's awesome. I'm glad that it's gonna win. It's gonna win something. It's gotta be nominated for something.
But that's something we gotta go see too.
Yeah, we have to. We're gonna fit it in somehow.
I know.
But yeah, we got it because
really
we're
busy these next 3 weeks. We might have to do a lot because I'm down. I love this. This
I'll be
is
fine
fun.
too. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, we're gonna.
What did we just do? We just did an hour and a half about. Crazy.
Yeah, easy. But yeah, I'm excited for that. And we both are big Adam Sandler fans, or at least I grew up with Adam Sandler.
I love Adam Sandler.
I know so many of his comedies I love. But yeah, I'm excited for it. Uncut Gems. That's coming out December 13th.
13th.
And what else
Yes,
comes
sir.
out? Something else comes out.
Something
this
else
week,
comes
doesn't
out
it?
on the 13th too. Dude, this is what I'm talking about. This is just it's so ridiculous.
It's a lot of movies for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Too bad I can't pull it up because this app is slow as hell. Coming soon. Here we go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jumanji, The Next Level. Richard Jewell.
Oh, I gotta
Richard
go see
Jewell,
Richard Jewell. That looks
Uncut
good.
Gems, and Bombshell. 4 movies.
Oh my god.
I want to see
Oh,
all
I gotta
4 of
tell you
those.
the story about. I gotta tell you the story about when I went to see Knives Out. So I went to see Knives Out, and it was a packed theater, a lot of people, and Bombshell, the trailer came out, and it's some guy with his kid, and the Bombshell trailer goes out, and at the very end, after it says it, the guy just lies, or the guy yells, he goes, "Liar!" after the Bombshell game.
Are you
This guy right in front of me. Yeah, this guy right in with his young kid too. I thought that was kind of odd, but he was like, and then you could tell though because Knives Out has a lot of because one of the kids is like an alt-right. All those Nazi jokes that they have.
Yeah.
Those jokes made him feel uncomfortable. You could see, and he was yeah, they weren't laughing.
Yeah,
they didn't
yeah.
laugh a single time. And a lot of those Nazi jokes were hilarious.
They were funny.
The young
Yeah.
Nazi boy. I love them. I love those jokes. And they weren't. He wasn't laughing.
No, I
at
could
all.
imagine
The
not.
kid was laughing because obviously
Yeah.
he's a little kid and he's a know
don't
that his dad is probably a skinhead at this point. But yeah, I thought it was so funny.
Yeah.
He yelled "liar" right at the Bombshell.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Take it easy,
And that's a
man.
story about women getting fucking molested.
Well, yeah. And taking advantage of.
doesn't
because
believe it
of a man
happened.
of power. Yeah.
And I think he can. I think it's pretty
here's-
universal that Roger Ailes molested all those people.
Yeah, of course.
I think everyone. I don't think it's a debate
again,
anymore.
Like I talk about this all the time. Like people choose sides and then they
Yeah.
root for their team no matter what.
Yeah, it was.
I don't care if it's left or right. If people are doing messed up shit
Oh,
like that,
yeah.
you call them out for what it is.
Yeah,
Right? Like we all know Bill Clinton got his
Yeah. We all know Harvey Weinstein.
We all know Harvey Weinstein
raped
was,
a lot of
course.
those women, and
Right.
I like
Did
a
you
lot of
see
Harvey
that-
Weinstein movies.
Yeah, but did you see that little piece of shit? He did the whole Bill Cosby thing where he's like, I can barely walk out of the courtroom.
It is, yeah, it is
Mm-hmm.
crazy how fast it ages people. Once it's like they were like sucking the souls out of all those people they were raping. But as soon as they get caught, they age 30 years.
Yeah.
because you see,
he looks like shit.
He has I think he has 2 ankle monitors on, and it keeps. What they keep saying is his ankle monitors keep disappearing from the. He's gonna end up leaving. He's gonna end up flying to fucking, who knows, Cuba or Europe or somewhere, because he's gonna get caught. I mean, they're gonna put him in jail.
Oh hell yeah, they'll put him in jail for the rest of his life.
And I think he's gonna. Did you see Bill Cosby? This is still movie news. He just lost his appeal. Yeah,
Did he really?
He appealed and they threw it out immediately.
Well, he's in jail for the rest of his life until he dies.
Well, jail. He'll be put in some
I
fucking
know, some
retirement
nice,
home
with
because he is
TV and everything else.
very old and very
Yeah.
fucking. I think his mind is gone.
Oh yeah, he's in 2-3 years.
Which good.
if
Those guys
that.
deserve to be fucking suffering and.
Well, it just
put in
doesn't.
some
It doesn't make
shitty-
any sense either. It's like, why would you?
Well, it makes sense to them.
Well, to them, yeah.
No, it doesn't make sense to us normal
Yeah.
human beings that could never think about doing that to someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's baffling. Yeah, but yeah, like I'm not. I mean, Harvey Weinstein produced every Quentin Tarantino movie, and I love Quentin Tarantino, but I'm not gonna fucking once they come out with the Weinstein biopic, I'm not gonna yell liar at the very end of it. And I'm pretty sure he was lying. He was yelling liar about. Was he about the studio putting on the movie, or just the women?
Or the women? Probably just the women. Yeah, because the guy chooses
funny
teams.
though. I was the only one that laughed, but the other studio was
Everyone was probably a little nervous.
scared, a little nervous for sure. But I just thought I thought it was funny, man. People are wild these days.
They really are.
What gets people mad is
Yes.
wild.
Yes.
It's wild. But yeah, he won't be seeing that. He will
not
be going to see
supporting
Bugs.
that film. Will not see Charlize Theron
Yes,
playing
playing Megyn Kelly.
Megyn Kelly. Yes.
Right. Yeah, and I'll probably go see that movie. It looks decent, I think.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably gonna be pretty good.
Yeah.
It's gonna be exactly what I expect. I mean,
Exactly.
It's gonna be depressing. It's one of
I
those
know.
movies that, again, are not really my time because it's just like it's a harsh reality of, and nothing really happens. Although Roger Ailes, he did have to step down.
He did. He did. Wow.
Yeah, would have been
Probably a nice severance package.
Oh, he's
in
not.
retirement, in 401k,
Yeah.
all that bullshit. So yeah, tough life.
He's fine. Yeah.
For doing
he never.
that to
I don't think he ever went to jail. Actually, no, he didn't go to
didn't.
jail. But the big news is John Lithgow playing Roger Ailes, and now he weighs like 100 pounds heavier. I mean, I know it's a lot of like prosthetics and everything, but that looks fucking good.
Yeah.
That looks like Christian Bale fucking playing what's his name?
Dick
good.
Cheney.
Dick Cheney. Yeah,
Yes.
that
And Vice.
that's
Still
really
not
good.
seen that. Gotta check it out, man.
It's another one of those.
Yeah.
That's like, man, I wish we had some kind of system
Right.
that could do maybe a justice system.
No
I don't
way.
know.
Like a justice.
Maybe I'm speaking
department?
out of turn here. Yeah, maybe that we had just this whole department dedicated to justice. We could maybe put some of these criminals, but that's just crazy
Epstein
talk.
didn't kill himself.
That's just crazy talk. Yeah. I almost wanted to get this ornament. Did you see the Jeffrey Epstein
Yeah.
ornament?
Didn't hang myself or
like,
let it. Yeah.
like Jeffrey Epstein, this ornament did not hang itself.
Yeah.
Classic. I'm glad we can joke about these things.
Yeah, glad we can have a meme for it because nothing ever gets done.
Nope, not at all. Not until we run
Nope.
joint presidency.
You know what? I'm all for
Has
it.
anyone ever done it before?
I don't think so, but we
Just
might as well.
split the
Let's
rules
just do
down the
it,
middle. I'll get Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You get the 4 days.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
I'm over 3 days.
Yeah,
Let's
I
be
said
honest.
Those 3 days I get off, I'm just going golfing. So
Well, you have to.
I think that's kind of what presidents
we
do.
have. You got to spend taxpayer money somewhere. It's piling up at
Tens
this
of
point.
millions, hundreds of millions on golf.
It's piling, but he did forego his presidency, his salary.
Right, of $400,000. Right, which totally makes up
It
for the tens
equals-
of millions of dollars.
In
of
the
golfing.
end, it equals out. I'm
It
pretty
does.
sure.
It's somewhere in the books.
I'm not
we're
I don't do
going to,
taxes, but I'm pretty sure it equals
right,
out for
right,
sure. But
yes.
we live in wild times,
We
Mason.
do that. We do.
We live
my
in
friend.
historic
Yes.
times. But it always makes for good movies.
It does. It does.
No matter how shitty things, people can always turn a profit by making it into a movie. Look at Dick Cheney, man. Dick
know.
Cheney's probably more popular than ever now.
Unfortunately, I wish he was popular for the bad things the man did, but
He's popular for shooting a guy and getting away
that is
with
true.
it.
A hunting accident, as they say.
Yeah, you could still. If you can even just skip to that part, it's hilarious.
worth it.
Because Dick Cheney, he's just sitting in his car. He's not even out there hunting. And he just unloads on the guy. And as soon as he does, he's like, God damn, he starts blaming the other guy. The guy
course.
for doing that. He's like,
Yeah, you walked in his line of fire, right? That's what it is.
They definitely make it seem like it was just 100% on purpose. Because you're sitting in your
well,
car. You should
it
never be shooting
definitely
from
was.
outside of
No.
your limo.
Yeah.
It's funny, though. It's a good laugh. Well, Mason, that's all I got from movie news. Do we have anything else?
No, that's it. It's been great getting back in here and doing this.
Today we had a lot to cover today.
We did.
We haven't done a movie news in
A few weeks.
a few
2
weeks,
weeks.
maybe a
Yeah.
month. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah,
We had plenty to talk about. We could have even talked about more, but we're on a time.
we barely
crunch
got
now.
into Star Wars stuff,
I know, because I had like 4 Star Wars things I want to talk about, but
and
we'll
that
do
just
that next
shows
week.
you what kind of mood we are right now for Star Wars. It's
I think for next week's movie news, we'll do our award picks. I think it'll be fun, and then
I
talk
think
about
so
a
too,
few
yeah.
little pieces of news.
Yeah.
We'll do a category, and then talk about a piece of news. Do a category.
that's a good
Be a
idea.
good
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
Be fun.
And we just sprinkle it with Star Wars news because that would be next week. That would be like a few days before
Right.
Star Wars comes out.
Star Wars comes out, yeah.
And I'll be all cloaked out by then.
Hell yeah.
I'll be wearing my robes. You know I have
Oh, I'm
to.
wearing a robe.
You know I'll be getting my rat tail going.
Yeah. Yes, your apprentice.
I never made Master.
That's sad.
That bastard Yoda, he did the same thing he did
Son
to
of a
fucking...
bitch.
No, actually it was Samuel Jackson who never let him become Master.
Yeah,
And he
that's
killed
true.
all those kids because of it.
Yep. All right.
Troubled times in the system, in the galaxy.
It is. Troubled times they lived in. All right. Well, you guys know where to find us. YouTube, type in Have You Seen It? Have You Seen a Podcast? Be sure to subscribe to our channel. Our channel is steadily growing. We appreciate all the support that you guys have. Our listener counts are up, too, for like The Irishman and stuff, quite a bit. So it's thanks for the support, guys. You can find our podcast on all audio formats, anywhere you find podcasts, from Stitcher to Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, anywhere. My name is Mason Knight. That is Cash Krause. Until next time.
Adios.